This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The decision to import several luxury vehicles has been cancelled. Minister of Health says 2,440 persons tested positive for the coronavirus today. Health Director General say the ministry has a stock of the second dose of the vaccines. The government said the vaccination program has been carried out successfully in the country. Tourism industry will be affected by the garbage of the burnt express pearl vessel. Application deadline for public sector recruitment exams extended. In world news, Britain's Prime Minister expects pragmatic solutions on Northern Ireland. Mr. K. Ramaphosa said the decision to import several luxury vehicles of parliamentarians and state employees has been cancelled. Speaking to the media in Kandy today, Minister Ramaphosa said that following discussions between the local banks that open letters of credit and the vehicle dealer, the purchase order will be annulled. Decision has been taken considering the current situation in the country. The Minister of Health reported that 2,440 persons have tested positive for the coronavirus today. That brings the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thus far to 220,556. 31,967 170 persons are currently being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres across the island. Meanwhile, the number of total recoveries has reached 186,516 and the total death toll stands at 2,073. As many as 2,426 more coronavirus patients were discharged from medical care within the last 24 hours as they returned to health, the Ministry of Health said. Sri Lanka has so far reported 218,923 positive cases of COVID-19 and 30,334 of them are still being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres. The death toll from the outbreak of the virus meanwhile stands at 2,073. The government says vaccine program is being carried out successfully in the country. Vaccination program has already been implemented in 21 districts with the support of the Tri-Forces. The Air Force introduced a QR system to obtain information on COVID vaccines. The government hopes to provide vaccine to 60% of the people. The first dose of the vaccines has been given to more than 2 million people. More than 400,000 persons obtained the first dose of the vaccines. The country has received 3.4 million doses of COVID vaccine. The government has spent 300 billion rupees to eradicate the COVID pandemic. Meanwhile, Director of Health Service of the Central Province, Specialty Dr. Nihal Veerasurya said the COVID vaccination program to be held in Kandy city limits tomorrow has been postponed due to some delay in the vaccines. However, the program will begin next week. Sri Lanka tourism authorities say that the industry will be affected by the garbage of the burnt express pearl vessel. 8 tourism zones out of the 15 tourism zones in the country have been affected by the ship. More harm has been caused to the coast, environment and the biodiversity. Authorities tell that it is unable to ascertain the effects to the seafood, which is more popular among the tourists. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
The deadline to accept applications for the competitive examination for the recruitment in the public sector has been extended due to the current COVID-19 situation and travel restrictions. Secretary of the Public Service Commission, M.A.B. Das and Rath stated this, issuing a communique in this regard. Thereby, the candidates are allowed to submit the applications for the following examinations until the 15th of July. Open competitive examination for recruitment of Grade 3 of Sri Lanka Foreign Service to 2021. Limited examination for recruitment Department Assistant Director District Land Use Grade 3 Executive Service category of Land Use Policy Planning Department 2018-2021. Open competitive examination for recruitment of Assistant Director of Commerce Grade 3 2021. Department of Commerce Competitive examination for the promotion supergrade or management service officers service on merit 2019-2020. Limited competitive examination of promotion supergrade or management service officers service 2019-2020. The government has taken measures to provide telecom and Mobitel internet facilities until the end of the existing travel restrictions in the country. Ministry of Education announced that these companies will not disconnect the facilities given to school children. Decision has been taken on a request made by the Education Minister at the State Minister of Digital Technology. And that ends local news for now.
Nobody looks for hotels like this. So why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Health Services Director General Dr. Asil Gunawardhan says that the second dose of the Sinopharm and Sputnik V vaccines have been received by the Health Ministry. At present, Sinopharm vaccine has been given to more than 1.5 million people. He emphasized the ministry has 1.5 million and 50,000 vaccines for the second dose. He made the remarks at a meeting held at the Health Ministry today. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On to Watchlight. The bank sector said information has been received on some groups who engage online finance frauds by saying bank loans and other loan facilities are being provided. The bank requests public not to be cheated by such persons that the banks are not taking information from customers online. It was requested to stop providing account numbers and other information to a third party. Well, that came to in Watchlight. On to world news. British Prime Minister expects pragmatic solutions on Northern Ireland. Saudi Arabia bars foreign pilgrims from Hajj due to COVID-19. At least 13 people wounded in Austin, Texas shooting. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson thinks there will be some pragmatic solution to post-Brexit trading arrangements in Northern Ireland. The Prime Minister held talks with the EU leaders at the G7 summit today. Downing Street said his desire was to work within the existing protocol to find radical and pragmatic solutions to Northern Ireland's border issue. EU leaders agreed to carry on talking to find a way through, Number 10 said. Ahead of G7, the EU had said impatience with the UK was wearing thin, while the French government source said Mr. Johnson had been told during a meeting with President Emmanuel Macron that France-UK relations could be reset if the UK respected the Brexit deal. No foreign pilgrims will be allowed to perform the Hajj once again this year. Saudi Arabia restricted annual pilgrimage to citizens and residents and set a maximum of 60,000 pilgrims in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Those wishing to perform the Hajj must be free of chronic diseases and be vaccinated and be between the ages of 18 and 65, Minister said in a statement today. At least 13 people were wounded in a shooting in downtown Austin, Texas early today, police said, adding suspected shooter was still at large. Two of the injured are reported to be in a critical condition. Austin Police Department Interim Chief Joseph Cannon said in a statement. He said he cannot say there is no further public danger at this point because the suspect is not in custody. It appears at this point to be isolated to this one area, he said. And back to the headlines of the world news. British Prime Minister expects pragmatic solutions on Northern Ireland. Saudi Arabia bars foreign pilgrims from Hajj due to COVID-19. At least 13 people wounded in Austin, Texas shooting. Development news. A storage center for non-perishable garbage will be developed in the Yakkalamula area. The storage center in this regard will also be established at a cost of 500 million rupees. Required machines and vehicles will also be purchased in order to improve the process. Sports news. Shakib Al Hasan has been banned for 4 matches on the ongoing Dhaka Premier League for his unruly behaviour yesterday. He had shown dissent against umpires' decisions and not once but twice, kicking and uprooting the stumps during the match. He was the leading Mohammedan sporting club in the game against Abrahami Limited. The all-rounder also got into a scuffle with opposition coach Khalid Mohammed, who is also Bangladesh Cricket Board's PCB director. However, Shakib had apologized to officials, fans and teams for his conduct admitted ruining the game. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The mushroom cultivation has been expanded in the southern province. Zonal Agriculture Office said that plans have been made to commence cultivation activities in identified areas. The aim of the program is to propagate the consumption of mushroom among public, which is a high nutritious food. That is business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Treasury bills valued at 50 billion rupees will be issued. Relevant auction to be held on Wednesday. Central Bank said the Treasury bills will expire in 91, 182 and 364 days. Bids are being called from primary dealers and government securities. That was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the God and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy fall, about 70 millimeters, can be expected some places in Sabaragamuwa province and the God and Mathura and Noorel and Kandi districts. Shower thunder shower may occur at a few places in the Uva province, in Batikalo and Ampara district during the evening or night. Wind speed will be 34 kilometers per hour in the western slopes of Central Hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and Hambantota and Tirumala districts. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines of the new decision to import several luxury vehicles has been cancelled. The Ministry of Health said 2,440 persons tested positive for coronavirus today. Health Director General said the ministry has a stock of second dose of the vaccines. Government says vaccination programs have been carried out successfully in the country. Tourism industry will be affected by the garbage of the burnt Express Pearl vessel. Application deadline for the public sector recruitment examinations extended. In world news, Britain's Prime Minister expects pragmatic solutions on Northern Ireland. That are the news, and eagerly waiting to keep your listeners entertained till close of transmission, playing your favourite songs for you. Outside the glass panel is Mario Vijayavardhana. Mario, the microphone is all yours.